स्पॉटलाइट में आपका स्वागत है। मैं हूं आपकी होस्ट अमीता। Join me weekly to get inspired by success stories and transformational events. We are gearing up for the 2017 International Yoga Day celebrations in Toronto, anticipated to be the biggest in North America. We are very excited about it because it's a transformational event. The Consul General of India, His Excellency Mr. Dinesh Bhatia, and Mr. Satish Thakkar have previously appeared on our show on behalf of the International Yoga Day Canada organization, in short IYDC, to talk about the event. Such large-scale free events are not possible without the support of the community, and today we are excited to have two members of the advisory board from IYDC to talk to us not just about the event, but about yoga in general, how it changes our mind, soul, and body towards better health. So it's my pleasure to welcome to our show once again Mr. Satish Thakkar, the chair of the board of directors at IYDC, and two of the major supporters for this event, the chairman of Kothari Group, Mr. Norton Kothari, and the CEO of Ranka, Mr. Kash Sood. Thank you once again for coming on the show, Mr. Thakkar, and welcome, Mr. Kothari.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amitha. Good to be back on the spotlight.
Well, love to talk about yoga always, and I'm very excited. How are things coming along? I hear it's already sold out, the event.
Absolutely. We have a tremendous response, and I wish that we could have more bigger facility and to accommodate more people. But what we are trying to do is that we have organized a live streaming of the program so people can sit at home and various places, and we are trying to do the webcasting, and we'll be releasing our code for the webcasting on our website, a link for the webcasting,
Nice.
And people can enjoy.
That's amazing. So you're making every effort to make sure this gets out to everybody globally.
Absolutely, because it has such a noble, angle or cause attached to it with yoga, and we say it. What is the most closest to each person's heart is the good health, and yoga promotes that.
Amazing. And today we are excited to have two of the supporters. First of all, Mr. Kothari here. So tell us a bit about how you are part of the group. I understand Mr. Kothari is part of the advisory board.
Yes, we got involved with this institution because of Mr. Satish Thakkar. When he approached me, he said, well, I know something about yoga. My wife is a very big supporter of yoga. She does every day. I've seen in our family, we had a lot of problems health-wise, especially in my in-laws. And almost everybody in my in-laws are diabetic. And we jokingly call them sugar factories. They are so much diabetic. When my wife learned about yoga, she has been doing this for last 7 years, and we see a lot of difference. Everybody in her family back home is on insulin except her, and it's only because of yoga. Wow. Though she is taking other medications, other precautions, but yoga has helped her a lot. And we believe, by yoga, we can improve the lifestyle, we can improve spiritual levels of people, and that's why we started supporting this. I myself started doing yoga for the last 3 years, and I see tremendous difference in me also. I wanted to lose a lot of weight. I lost some of course. I didn't lose as much as I wanted to, but I did lose some. I'm a cardiovascular patient. I had my aortic valve replaced 5 years back. I had bypass surgery. And after I started doing yoga, I find a lot of difference in me. And that's how we started, supporting this event.
I love it. जैसे Mr. Thakkar, आपने भी पहले हमें शो पर बताया है, it's not just about the physical transformation. It's like in general, you change as a person, and it's always mind over matter. So I know you have been through a lot with your health, but look at you now.
Yes.
You're healthier.
Yes. Basically, if you go into definition of yoga, it's not only physical, or it's not only just stretching. It's control of your breath. And by doing that, you can control your mind. Then concentration, you can control the mind. You can control, like spiritually, you can do a lot of things. Yoga, there are, I think, 8 types of different yogas is defined by Patanjali. Patanjali started yoga about 2,500 years back. And I think he wrote almost 200 slokas. Slokas are like 2-liners. And he defined how to perform yoga. And there, he has defined it in there are 8 types of yogas. Main are like Hatha Yoga and Raj Yoga. Now, Hatha Yoga is basically stretching and control of breath and all that, and that takes care of our health. But Raj Yoga is concentration. You can concentrate on certain things and you can increase your spiritual level. And that's where Baba Ramdev, of course, is mainly doing our Hatha Yoga. And Sister Shivani, who's also coming, she is doing Raj Yoga. Combining all these yogas, you can achieve a lot of things. So it's not only health, your purification of your thoughts, that's also more important. And today, the world is full of worries. Everywhere, everybody is worried. Everybody has so much of stress. By yoga, we can reduce that stress. This is very important.
Very well said.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that both of you actually practice what you preach. So, and at the event itself, so we have 2 disciplines of yoga, as you mentioned, that will be demonstrated and you can participate in. But Mr. Thakkar, you also said there'll be so many other institutions that are collaborating, and so it'll be a whole transformation.
So the objective for this particular event was to engage everyone. See, what we were trying to do is engage the community, engage various, municipal, federal, provincial governments, and various healthcare bodies, academia, so that a kind of a movement can be started in Canada for the yoga followers and practitioners. So if there are 5 million yoga practitioners today, how I can increase to 10 million? Because ultimately it's going to be benefiting to everybody. If a person is healthy, as Mr. Kothari rightly said it, his productivity will go higher. He will be healthier. He will spread happiness. He will be creative, focused. It's a gain to the overall society. So I think this is one of the noblest thing which our forefathers and our ancient sages gave to the world is the best.
Very well said. So it was nice to hear from Mr. Kothari, his perspective, and we want to find out a perspective of the other supporter, Mr. Kash Sood. So we want to be right back after a short break. स्पॉटलाइट में फिर से आपका स्वागत है. We are talking to strong supporters of yoga who are part of the International Yoga Day celebrations 2017 Toronto. So Mr. Thakkar, so tell us now, why is it important to have supporters for this upcoming event?
Amitha, as mentioned earlier also, that the noblest angle attached to yoga is a good health, which is closer to every person's heart. And I think we are very proud and fortunate that whosoever we reached out to, they embraced it with an open arm, right? We, in our advisory board, this event is taking place free of charge. We are not charging anything. And it's because of the strong support of all the, our members and supporters, our sponsors. And we are very proud to have Mr. Kash Sood also as a part of our, supporter to this event. He's part of our advisory. And we are loving it, the engagement at every level. So now we have Mr. Kash Sood. Thank you again for coming and talking to us today. So we heard Mr. Norton Kothari's inspirational story behind why he has taken up yoga. So tell us why you have become part of the organization, or you practice yoga.
Amitha ji, you're a doctor.
Yes.
And health and wellness is the main thing in anybody's life. This yoga creates that. I have a wife and about 200 employees in the company. We have a class starting 11:30 to 12:30 every day.
Wow, nice.
And they're part of yoga. And a lot of people have good benefits out of it.
Mr. Kash Sood, he's a living example of, follower of yoga, herbal medicine, Ayurvedic medicines for so long and practically have experienced it. So that's what actually we want to, that's a testament. IYDC is trying to promote that in Canadian healthcare system, that how we can bring a proper support for these alternative medicines for the goodness of the people. And one is the health benefit. Apart from that, it increases the productivity. As he rightly mentioned, I would say, apart from goodness or noble motive behind it, there is a business reason behind it, that by providing 1 hour yoga lesson, you increase their productivity. They are more, happier. Employees are more happier. They are healthier. They are always in good mood. Dealing with various clients in customer service, in dealing with various issues, you will see the results in a more positive way.
Yes, we need more employers to do that in the workplace, because sometimes, again, coming back to the fact that you practice what you preach, sometimes we preach about it like as a physician, but maybe we need to set that example.
Absolutely.
And that's amazing that you do it at work.
See, without fail, at 11:30, they're all rushing to the room.
So they want to have
They want to sit down. It gives the brain a lot of energy. And your breathing is different. You get used to it, and you see the benefits when you go home, you're more relaxed. So this is creating a lot of good environment.
Yeah, it is.
For business, as well as for the health of the individual. Satish Bhai have been very kind, very hardworking for many years. We know each other for many, many years. When Babaji came in early 2007, 2008, I was there to help. When Babaji came in last year, he came to me and said, okay, let's go and do it. This time, he said, we're going to do it again. I said, bigger. I couldn't believe the budget he gave me. But with hard work, Dr. Bhala and Satish Thakkar ji is coming up, everything solid.
And thanks to all of you, IYDC, all the supporters, and this event and upcoming events, the whole world will have a transformation, because that's the goal, to get it into mainstream. And today we heard about all the benefits of yoga, and we are so lucky now with the help of you providing that platform to get it into mainstream. We want to find out more, but before that, it's time for a short break.
Okay.
Welcome back to Spotlight. We are talking to two major supporters of the 2017 International Yoga Day celebrations in Toronto. They are part of the advisory board at IYDC. So, Mr. Norton Kothari and Mr. Kash Sood, it was amazing to hear both your perspectives on yoga and how it can be transformational. But I want to digress for a bit. Your main job, or I would say business, is not yoga. So it's amazing that you're supporting yoga. Right now, we want to find out a little bit more about you. So maybe I'll start with Mr. Kothari. So you are the chairman of the Kothari Group. So tell us a bit more about that.
Well, we started the Kothari Group business in 1997 from a small office in Mississauga. We were at the time mainly lenders, and we had some real estate properties. Then we went into development, hotels. One of my sons is in software also. So now we are, as far as private lending is concerned, we are one of the major players in the market. We have done a lot of condominium developments in Winnipeg, and right now we have 3 projects going on in Winnipeg, comprising of about almost 400 condominiums. We are planning to build another hotel in Winnipeg. We already have one hotel in Winnipeg. And as far as yoga is concerned, yes, it doesn't help business directly, but if your body is fit, your mind is fit. And if your mind is fit, you can do a lot of things in business. And that's very important. Without fitness, you cannot concentrate on anything. And that's how I feel that yoga has helped not only me, those who are doing this, those who are practicing this.
Amazing. And Mr. Kash Sood, you are the CEO of Ranka. So tell us a bit more about that.
I came in 1970. I've been here many years. And we started a business in the clothing. That was our original business. We did that until early 2001. We still do, but that business was dwindling with the WTO. So we decided to open up some other, and we're in the land development business. We buy a property, develop it. Most of them we sell it to the builders and they build it. And now we are planning to build ourselves as well. I also have a lending business like Mr. Kothari has, but it's not as big scale as he is, but that's a part of the operation. I have my daughters and all my relations working in the company. And I'm lucky. They like what I did and they are sticking with us.
Wow. So two successful entrepreneurs, busy in your own right, yet supporting yoga. So that is in itself evidence that yoga is so good for you. And it's amazing that you are part of the IYDC, supporting the event, but also supporting the spread of yoga into the mainstream. I love the environment that we have created here. We have the free yoga mat that is going to be handed out, I believe, at the event as well.
Well, it's up to CG and the Consul General what they do with it. I'm not the person to decide.
I love it.
When Consul General's name came in, Government of India, so I just took it very seriously. Say, hey, I want to make sure that nothing goes wrong. Wife and I took a trip to make sure the yoga mats, 4,000 in the container, come on time. They are in the warehouse.
Love it. I love the fact that you're donating your time, you're donating products, you're supporting the event, but without expectations. And that is traits of a true yogi, you know, giving to the community, not expecting in return, but hoping that the world becomes a better place. Thank you.
As a business, we can only donate something like this.
Your time as well. You're already busy.
Satish Thakkar, Dr. Bhala,
That's Satish.
and all these things, guys are devoting 20 hours a day. I know what pressure he got in the last few months.
It's a team as a whole, but yeah, they might be the main, but again, every little bit helps. So thanks once again for supporting IYDC, the event, and help spread the power of yoga to the community and globally. So
it will be event we all be proud of it.
We are already proud of it.
That's what we're looking for.
We are already proud of it, and it's definitely going to be an amazing event, and we're already proud of what IYDC does. So we have all heard how yoga has inspired you, how yoga has transformed you, and why you're supporting yoga. Now, there's a lot about yoga that transforms you, that's important. But if I had to ask each of you, if there was one tip you could give to our viewers today, whether it be about yoga or in general to inspire them to bring about the change in themselves, what would it be?
In my business, I have people working for some of them 40 years. And the kids grown up. Some kids have a tiny problem, health problem. And when I come to ask my wife and other people, they come up with the medicine, give this. It helps. And those kids get used to it. They will love to practice with them, with their families. That's how you create the wellness in health. That's my feeling, that we should put more time in that, in the natural Vedic medicine, than
the pharmacological
nothing
stuff.
against doctors.
That's okay. But it all has to work together. But that's good advice.
It has to work together.
Yeah. And yourself, Mr. Kothari?
Well, as you know, prevention is better than cure. And this prevention is free and doesn't take much time. Just spend half an hour every day. That's enough to keep your body and mind fit.
Thank you. Very well given advice by both of you. Thank you once again, Mr. Kash Sood and Mr. Norton Kothari, for coming and talking to us today.
And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for spreading the love of yoga to all of us. We feel better, and we wish you all the best, not only with yoga, but in your business, in your family, and your personal lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amitha.
Thank you.
Thank you. So it was a pleasure talking to Mr. Satish Thakkar, Mr. Norton Kothari, and Mr. Kash Sood today, not just about the upcoming Yoga Day celebration, but also about yoga in general, how it can totally transform you. Well, that's a wrap for this week's show. Thank you for watching us. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and write to us at spotlight@ethnicchannels.com. Until next week, this is Amitha signing off, encouraging you to achieve mind, body, and soul wellness through yoga.